Hey guys, HDvee here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got a ton of new stuff to go over for Pokemon Legends ZA. We have some new starter Pokemon hints and what they could potentially be for the next game. We also have some Nintendo Switch 2 rumors to take a look at and some Pokemon Legends ZA rumors as well. With all of that out of the way though, let's get into it and I really hope you enjoy. So, starting things off, let's go over these new starter Pokemon hints for Pokemon Legends ZA. So this is like a 4-part kind of Twitter thread posted by Soul Silver Art, and kind of just breaking down what each of the starter Pokemon could potentially be. So we have like the first one going over like the fire and then the grass and the water and stuff, and actually why it could be these Pokemon. Again, we don't really know at the moment. It could be the Kalos starters, which I'm kind of expecting it to be. Like, Pokemon Legends ZA I don't think is going to take place that far in the past from Pokemon X and Y, so I don't think like enough is going to have changed for them to not have the Generation 6 starters. Like, it's only 100 years in the past. I feel like they'll still have the Gen 6 starters. It very well could be what Legends ZA, Pokemon Legends Arceus did, where we obviously had like Pokemon from all over the place, loads of different regions as the starters. But yeah, in Pokemon Legends ZA, I think it's going to be more kind of true to Pokemon X and Y and just keep the starters and they all get Mega Evolutions. But anyway, let's take a look at these threads here. So we have Soul Silver Art saying, part 1, there's a 50-50 chance that the Pokemon Legends ZA starters are the Kalos starters with Mega Evolutions, or 3 mixed starters like in Pokemon Legends Arceus. In Pokemon Legends Arceus, the starters' final evolutions get regional forms based on Japanese lore, which of course are the Hisuian forms. If Pokemon Legends ZA follows that theming logic, but with Megas, then Empoleon would almost have to be the water Pokemon starter, due to Napoleon being such a huge part of French history, and many other French kings/emperors named him Napoleon too. So yeah, if we do go the route of, you know, a different region as the kind of starter Pokemon, then I very much expect it to be Empoleon, you know, with the obviously French links and stuff, but as well as that, it doesn't have any kind of form or evolution or anything as of right now either. So it's a perfect candidate for the water Pokemon. Like, it all just completely makes sense. This only works if they get Megas though. Empoleon is already based on Napoleon. Therefore, with a Mega, it can become even more Napoleon-like. But if it got a regional form instead, it would be based on something else. It's already based on Napoleon, so it wouldn't need a regional form to become more French-inspired. This is true of all the starter speculation to come. So maybe Primarina has a shot, because most every culture has tales of mermaids, still nothing too important in France, and Feraligatr could be a wild card because they love Johto and it's been a long time since Feraligatr got any love. And then also, I forgot to mention that since no Sinnoh Pokemon got any forms or love, nor could they be part of the starters in Pokemon Legends Arceus, it makes me feel like one of the Sinnoh starters has to be chosen for Pokemon Legends ZA games, and Empoleon makes the most sense out of all of them as a Mega. And then I think we've already covered this Osmio tweet as well in the past. But so that's why it's very likely going to be Empoleon. You've probably seen a lot of people talking about why it is possibly going to be Empoleon as the water starter Pokemon. Huge links to like French history and stuff, and as well as that, it just hasn't already had a form. So if we are not going to get the Generation 6 starters, I could very well see Empoleon being the water starter Pokemon. Anyway, this carries on. We are going to go over the fire starter next. So again, also posted by Soul Silver Art, part 2, the most difficult next. And I think fire is the most difficult. It could be many different options, and people are kind of like saying yes as to why it could be these certain things, and then they're like, no, it definitely can't be these certain things. So let's take a look at this. Again, this is all speculation. These aren't rumors or anything like that. I just wanted to make that abundantly clear. But they say this speculation is all with the scope of them getting Mega Evolutions. However, for these two, regional forms work well too. So Scorbunny and Litten are my top contenders for the starter Pokemon of the fire type. So why Litten? Paris is known for cats. So maybe Mega or Colossian Incineroar would be quadruped and more feline. Has no one seen the Aristocats, or the poster of the famed Le Chat Noir, or just all the cats around Paris? This is a huge connection in my opinion, read the wiki. So yeah, if they are just going to have like massive French hints, then that obviously makes sense. I mean, you get cats like in a lot of places, but you do get quite a lot in Paris. So again, it's a small connection, not as big as like Empoleon and Napoleon, but it is still somewhat a connection. However, competitive players shudder at the thought of a Mega Incineroar, so like many people are saying, I feel like Scorbunny might fit better, just with the aesthetics of the trio I'm picking, but also because of this fact. Cinderace is based on football, and around the same time the Pokemon Legends ZA might be taking place was when organized football was brought over from England, being the Galar region, to France, being the Kalos region. This sounds too perfect for especially a regional form, although I don't know how they would actually change its design. Can't just change its colors to like blue or anything like that. To be honest, it could be either of them. They could just give Mega Incineroar a different ability. So yeah, I personally think out of all the options, Scorbunny does make the most sense. Like, I know that obviously like Paris has a load of cats, but the fact that this game most likely takes place when football was kind of like starting to be like organized and stuff in France, it makes sense because Scorbunny is the football Pokemon. Now, obviously the one that's not mentioned here is Blaziken, and again, I think it still could potentially be Blaziken. I know it already has a Mega Evolution, but you know, the national animal of France is a rooster. That is obviously what Torchic is based on, and I know I keep going on about this Blaziken, and everyone's like, definitely can't be a starter because it's already got a Mega Evolution and stuff. Like, it very well could. Like, if it is the Generation 6 starters that are going to be the actual starters of this game, you know, Ash Greninja's already a thing. Greninja has a form, so, you know, whether they get Mega Evolutions or different forms of stuff, would they not just use Ash Greninja? Maybe, you never know, because it'd be a way to bring it back into the game. But I know that it already has a Mega Evolution, but as well as that, like, X and Y, the mystery gift for buying the game early was a Torchic. You know, Mega Blaziken has a lot of kind of, not that you can get it in the game, but it has a lot of kind of connections to X and Y just simply because it was the mystery gift and stuff. So it could come full circle for that. I don't think because it already has a Mega Evolution is a good enough reason to be like, no, it's definitely not going to be one. Because maybe it's more of a reason for it to get one. It's already got a Mega Evolution, so just put it in the starter trio. You don't know, but I think they are the most likely, being Litten, Scorbunny, and Torchic. Anyway, moving on to the grass starter Pokemon. So finally, the grass-type starter. The top two contenders for me are Snivy and Sprigatito. Snivy has the clear edge though. It's based on French royalty, and it's even depicted in X and Y at the Parfume Palace for having a potential Mega. This is a positive as it's just depicted as a normal superior here. Therefore, it could Mega evolve into a new form. However, it's not as positive in regards to it getting a regional form, since if there was a Kalosian superior, it would probably be on these gates instead of the Unovan version. It also has the French Fleur de Lis symbols on it. And then there's Sprigatito, which also has the French Fleur de Lis symbols on it, and it could be somewhat based off of the famous fictional cat Puss in Boots, created by a French author. And again, Paris is known for its cats. Lastly, its magician/jester origins could easily be from France as well, similar European origins. I just cannot see us getting a Generation 9 starter getting a new form or a Mega Evolution like already. I think we're done with Gen 9. I don't think it's going to have any kind of links to that. And I know that obviously it literally borders the Gen 9 games like Kalos does, but I just don't, I don't want that. I don't want a Generation 9 starter to get one of the forms. I would much rather it be one of the previous starters that haven't had any love. You know, we've just had 2 years of Gen 9, 2 years of Sprigatito. It's in the anime. I don't think it needs to have a form. However, it being a Gen 9 starter that we just had is a big negative, and if it was one of the Pokemon Legends ZA starters, it would have to be chosen over Litten or vice versa because they wouldn't do 2 kitten starters. Lastly, I think Chikorita is still in the running as it's due for some attention. I can see it getting the fairy type and leaning into the nature of beauty and themes. I would absolutely love it. You know, Chikorita is one of my favorite grass Pokemon. It's one of my favorite grass starters. I would absolutely love Meganium to get a grass fairy typing combo. It'd just make it a lot more viable and competitive, and it would just make people stop hating it. Like, it gets so much unnecessary hate, and I absolutely love Chikorita. So those are like the most likely options for each of the starters. We have a little bit more to go over here, so this is part 4, like a bit of bonus part. Pokemon X and Y are some of the only games where we pick from 2 sets of starters, Gen 6 and 1. So obviously when you pick your original starter in Generation 6, between Chespin, Fennekin, and Froakie, you get that, and then you get to Lumiose City and Sycamore, you have to battle him, and then he gives you the choice of one of the Kanto starters, being Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle, and they all have Mega Evolutions as well. So in this case, it could be where, you know, we pick our Generation 6 starter that gets a Mega, and then we could get to Lumiose, or I guess someone gives us a choice of more starters again, and it could be the Auraz starters, because they all get Mega Evolutions as well. So if there's regional forms and megas in Pokemon Legends ZA, what if we can choose from 2 sets of starters again? First, we pick from the mixed region starters and their evolutions would have Kalosian forms, and then we pick one from the Kalos starters, but their final evolutions would all get megas. Would be a very fun way to implement both features and keep the tradition going. So yeah, what I've just said, but obviously flipped, like maybe the starter we get has like a new form, and then yeah, we get the Generation 6 megas as another potential starter as well. I really like that idea, and I hope they do it, but either way, that's all the kind of latest information on the starters and stuff like that. What are your thoughts on it though? Do you think that this could potentially be the starters of Pokemon Legends ZA, or do you think it's going to be something completely different? Let me know your thoughts. Again, if we're going to be going for starters that don't already have forms, the starters do kind of pick themselves, especially with like the French kind of theme and stuff like that. So we'll have to see, but at the end of the day, I think they are really, really good kind of choices, and yeah, hopefully we get 2 sets of starters to pick from as well. That'd be really good. Anyway, moving on, we got some more Nintendo Switch 2 rumors to take a look at. This was posted by Go Nintendo tweet saying, rumor, new report corroborates Switch successors 2025 delay. So if you are living under a rock, it's basically come out recently that the Switch 2 is going to actually be coming out next year, not this year. It's been delayed. And there's kind of the reasoning for it is because they want more kind of games to come out with the Switch 2 to just make it stronger. And, you know, if they have more games, it's just, you know, the chances that one of the games is going to make someone buy the Switch is just a lot higher. Like, let's say you're a Pokemon fan and the only game coming out for the Switch 2 is a Mario game, you might not get it. But if there's a new Pokemon game for the Switch 2, you're more likely to get it because you want to get the Switch, the new Pokemon game. It's exactly what I did for the 3DS. Like, I only bought the 3DS because of Pokemon X and Y. Like, I wasn't gonna buy it originally, but yeah, obviously one game changed my mind and I went and bought like a whole new console for it. So that's just the power of what like one game can do, especially if it's as big as like Pokemon and stuff. Anyway, last week a number of rumors cropped up indicating that Nintendo's next console wouldn't be hitting shelves until 2025. Although people have been predicting a follow-up to the Nintendo Switch for a while now, unconfirmed reports made it clear that they aren't quite ready for a launch this year. This week, these rumors have been corroborated up by Bernstein Research, a trusted and noteworthy research firm. See the quotes as shared by Games and their tech analyst, Takashi below. So again, this is a very trusted kind of news outlet and stuff like that. And basically, Bernstein, our conversations suggest reports of a delay of the Switch 2 launch from late 2024 to early 2025 were well sourced. So these original tweets that came out and stuff saying like that this was going to be the case, where like it was going to get delayed and stuff, they originally came out and people were like a little bit skeptical about it, but now, you know, trusted kind of news sources and stuff are saying, you know, it's most likely going to happen. Obviously things can change, but it is looking likely that yes, it is definitely going to get delayed now. According to the statement, the next Nintendo console was originally planned for a 2024 release, but was pushed back to sometime in early 2025. We could speculate on what could cause such a delay, but it is anybody's guess. And again, I think since this was posted on the 22nd of February, I think since this was posted, you know, it has come out that it is to like make more available games for the Switch 2. Remember, all of this is still unconfirmed, as Nintendo has yet to even acknowledge the existence of a new piece of hardware. That said, with this many sources all giving the same information, it's difficult not to buy into it at least a little. Plus, even if there is truth to the delay, things could always change. As usual, all we could do is wait until Nintendo decides to reveal their plans. It is weird saying it has been delayed and stuff, because like, it never got announced. It's not like it got announced and then it got like delayed. You know, it never actually happened. Like, Nintendo have still not even acknowledged the Switch 2. They've talked about consoles and they've talked about the advancements of their technology and they've talked about Nintendo accounts for the next console and stuff like that, but they've never actually acknowledged that they're working on a Nintendo Switch 2, even though they definitely are. So yeah, it's weird to say that it's been delayed when they've never announced anything, you know? It's like saying that, I don't know, like Pokemon Legends ZA was supposed to come out in 2024, but it got delayed till 2025. Maybe that is the case because the Nintendo Switch 2 did, but we were never aware of it, you know, we've just seen that it's coming out in 2025. So yeah, it's one of those, but either way, it looks like it has been delayed. It was going to come out this year, and I know I've just said, like, you can't really say it's been delayed when it was never announced, but you know what I mean? From behind the scenes, it looks like it has been. But yeah, 2025 is looking like the most likely time for it to now come out. So that's the Nintendo Switch 2 stuff. That's the start of Pokemon stuff. Moving on, we do also have a rumor to go over for Pokemon Legends ZA and an image that accompanies it as well. It's actually not even Pokemon Legends ZA, should I say. It's actually for another Legends game, which apparently is going to be taking place in Unova. Now, straight off the bat, this sounds very fake, and just because they have an image accompanying it does not mean it's true at all. Like, this is easily photoshoppable. But anyway, it does start off by saying anonymous. It was posted on the 4th of March, should I say. And it says, yes, development starts this early. Yes, Masuda visited New York City recently. And yes, these are test logos to see which looks best. Yes, I'm a long-term whatever. Yes, it feels unreal to have actually gained a source. And yes, not many more details are allowed to maintain anonymity. And yes, Unova is coming eventually. Yes, it's bad timing since Pokemon Legends ZA is just unveiled. And yes, no one will believe it for several years. Yes, I don't give a damn. So they're saying that, and then they're posting like this kind of image as well, which is apparently Pokemon Legends Unova. It's called Pokemon Legends Orleos or something. And I'm assuming this is like the original dragon in the background or something. Again, like, I don't know why a leaker would use this kind of, you know, language. Just makes them look really stupid, to be fair. And as well as that, like, the images are very easily, like, Photoshop. I mean, it just doesn't look legit. Like, it's literally missing an L on this one. So I just think it's super fake. But you let me know your thoughts on it. I think a Legends Unova would be really cool in the future, but I just can't see them, like... I mean, it's weird because they probably are working on, like, in my opinion, I think they're working on, like, the next games, like, 3 years in advance. So I think they're already working on, like, obviously Legends ZA coming out in 2025. They're probably already working on Gen 10, and there's probably already information kind of being circulated and stuff about the game after Generation 10, which is probably going to come out in, like, 2027. Because they always have to, like, have things ready just in case, and kind of, like, just making sure they've got plans far and far ahead and stuff, because obviously, like, outsourced games, they have nothing to do with that, really. Like, if another game does come out this year and it is Gen 5 remakes or Gen 2 remakes or something like that, then it's going to be an outsourced game, because Game Freak themselves are working on Legends ZA and Gen 10. So if anything else comes out this year, it'll be made by Ilka or somebody like that. So yeah, I don't think it's this though. I think it looks like Legends is going to be like a series anyway. The fact that we've got a second one actually announced, I just don't think it's going to be this. I think this is just a pretty poor attempt at a image and stuff. But anyway, that is going to be everything for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please do consider hitting the like button down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes. It does really help out. Leave a comment with your thoughts on anything that we covered in today's video. Do you think that the starters for Pokemon Legends ZA could be Empoleon, Scorbunny, or Litten, and then also Superior or Sprigatito? Which ones do you want to be the starters as well? And also, do you think they're going to get Mega Evolutions or regional forms or something like that? Let me know your thoughts on the Nintendo Switch 2 rumors as well. The fact that it pretty much is going to be coming out 2025 and not 2024 now. And then also, what are your thoughts on this pretty awful rumor as well? But anyway, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the notification bell for daily Pokemon content. Have a great rest of your day. And until next time, peace.